triple vitesse, or 3 times fast. This music subject is uniquely Dalcrozian. It is one of a group of topics I refer to as composition techniques, like rhythm complement and rhythm counterpoint. It's a great idea to use these writing techniques when improvising. Therefore, like all music subjects, you will want to transfer the physical skill gained through eurythmics directly to the piano as soon as possible. Let's begin by quickly reviewing double vitesse, or twice fast, using the anapest mode. Let me sing the example for you. Si, sol, fa, mi, re, do, la, sol, fa, la, si. Notice that the tempo doesn't change, and neither does the meter signature. Only the anapest augments and diminishes on the given verbal command. Any rhythm mode can be used to explore the twice-fast subject. The various manifestations can be superimposed to create an excellent polyrhythm experience. This example uses Amphibrach. A great group activity can be designed with a trio joined at the hip and traveling together as each person steps a given part. At up, the wheel turns and the roles change. Eventually, the same exercise can be formed as a solo by speaking one part, clapping another, and stepping the third. Again, at up, the wheel turns and the roles change. This exercise is not only a great polyrhythmic experience, but an excellent study in dissociation. Now listen to the new example. Si, sol, fa, mi, re, do, la, sol, fa, la, si. Notice that it sounds the same as the previous one, but it's written with changing time signatures and changing beat note values. Notice that when the meter changes, a metric modulation sign is provided, indicating that a shift in the tempo of the beat is imminent. The sign indicates that a note value in the current measure is assigned to be equivalent to a note value in the following one. This note value is known as the pivot value. Just as a pivot chord is used to modulate to a new key, a pivot value is used to modulate to a new time signature. Now let's listen to the latest example. Re, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, fa, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, do, re. Again, the phrase uses anapest, but this example contained a measure with anapest 3 times fast. It is designated by the appropriate metric modulation indicators. Note that anapest must be performed 3 times at the new tempo so that the measure will consume the same amount of space as the tempo primo measure and the 2 times fast measure. In other words, the measure in 3/4 at the new tempo is the same length as the measure in 4/4 at tempo primo. Before continuing, let's take a closer look at the metric modulation indicator. When moving from tempo primo to the 3 times fast measure, the indicator creates a modulation by assigning the 8th note of the triplet in the current measure to the 8th note in the next measure. Therefore, the 8th note of the triplet is the pivot value. Upon returning to tempo primo, the indicator is reversed. Here, the current 8th note will equal the 8th note of the triplet in the next measure. Keep in mind that to perform the musical phrase I just sang, the students must draw on past experiences of dividing beats by duplets and triplets and previous polymetric exercises of 3 against 4 beats. Imagine performing a quick reaction exercise where at the command up, the rhythm mode is stepped 2 times fast, but on eep, 3 times fast. Then, on the term return, they go back to tempo primo. Both the triplet and the duplet divisions must be ready to emerge at any given moment, while an overall sensation of 3 against 4 must remain throughout the entire exercise. From this point of view, 3 times fast is a rather advanced subject. Remember, understanding the mathematics is one thing, and not difficult to teach. However, having a physical understanding requires preparation with a range of experiences in a variety of subjects. This fact is true for most Dalcroze music subjects. Now let's review. Dalcrozians understand that a metric modulation produces a physical sensation of a change in tempo of the beat from one measure to the next. Remember that the altered pace derives from a pivot value taken from the first measure and assigned to be equivalent to a note value in the second measure. When modulating in our example, it was the eighth note of the triplet found in the first measure that was assigned as the pivot note, which created a new measure where the rhythm mode is repeated 3 times and travels 3 times faster than the mode in the previous measure. As always, I want to thank you for your continued support and to remind you to contact me at any time with any questions or ideas about other subjects I could explore. Use my email address, my phone number, or send something via snail mail. Again, thank you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our next session.